I'm Penny, also known as Plant-Based Penny, and today we're going to be talking about living longer and living well. But first, welcome back. I am Penny, your host for the War on Wellness. And today we are celebrating, at least I'm celebrating, because I had the blessing of having 60 trips around the sun. Yes, 60 years old this year. And so very happy, very thankful, very grateful for that opportunity. And I am going to be sharing with you some of the secrets to living longer and living well at the same time. Because we don't want to just like live longer. We want to live well. We don't want to just like survive. We want to thrive and have vitality and ableness and no pain and just be able to embrace life and to live our God-given intention that we have. And so we're going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about 3 secrets. And also, I just want to introduce myself to those who may not know who I am. I am Penny, also known as Plant-Based Penny. And I was a fluffy kid when I was younger, and I suffered from allergies all year long at one point. And so I was able to control that and take care of that with a change in lifestyle. I also experienced the death of my father at the age of 57, and due to lifestyle illnesses, and I made a promise to myself to do something different. And a lot of you probably have had family members who did not live out all their intended years, and you can break that legacy. You can start a whole new legacy yourself. And so what I want to do is to share with you a Tibetan proverb. And the Tibetan proverb, it talks about 3 things that are the secret to living longer and living well. And so the first thing is, it says to eat half. And so the whole proverb is the secret to living well and living longer is to eat half, to walk double, and to laugh triple. And so when it says to eat half, let me just grab a little bit, hydrate also. So to eat half. Now that to me, it means eating less. And so that eating less and eliminating those things that are on the standard American diet, the SAD diet, that will shorten your lifespan. And so we want to live longer, right? Living longer. So we want to not have to suffer the consequences that I had for many years, and I'm still struggling with it today, as far as the standard American diet and what it does to your body. So what is the standard American diet? If anybody knows what it is, put that in the comments. So standard American diet, the acronym is SAD. And the things that are eaten in the standard American diet, they are full of sodium, fat, and sugar. So those types of food are going to lead to free radicals. And free radicals are going to lead to diseases. And some of you may know what those diseases are. Oh, hey, so nice. People putting happy birthday. Well, thank you. Thank you for telling me happy birthday in the comments. I appreciate that. So, standard American diet, sodium, It's going to be a lot of fatty foods and a lot of sugar foods. It leads to chronic diseases. It leads to cardiovascular diseases and diabetes and what was the other one? Oh, cancers. Yes, those three. And those will shorten our lifespans. And I know that you have so much to give to whether you have children or there are children in your life or there are people in your life that you influence. And they are people. Listen, there are people that you influence that you do not even know are noticing you. Okay? They are people that you lift up just by your presence. And so it is very important that if we want to live longer and live well, that we eat less, as the proverb says, eat less of what is not good for us and eat more fruits and vegetables. Vegetables are very important, and drink that water. So the second part of the proverb is to walk double, and that means moving briskly. And so moving briskly and exercising is so very important. So very important. Not my strongest area. I'm just going to be honest with you, okay? I have a little bit more discipline when it comes to what I put into my mouth. And I'm getting back on the wagon for the exercise because it is so important for our lymphatic system, for all of our systems, that we actually move and move every day. And so exercise. And tell me, does anybody know what type 3 diabetes is? If you know what type 3 diabetes is, put it in the chat. Or if you've heard of type 3 diabetes, you can put yes in the chat for that. Type 3 diabetes is being called Alzheimer's is being called type 3 diabetes now. And it is so important for our brain health that we exercise, for our brain health, for our weight management. And it's not just managing our weight so that we can only look smaller or contour. That may have its place, but everybody who has less weight than some others, it does not mean that they are automatically healthy just because people are different sizes. And so exercise is going to help us with weight management, but that encompasses strong bones and strong muscles. So we want our muscles to be strong because when our muscles become weak, then our bones don't have the strength, and we don't have the strength and the agility and the ability to not fall, not trip, and not to have those challenges that can lead to other injuries. And also just like everyday activities, it's everyday, whatever, when you have to bend over and pick something up, or when you have to get out of the car, or when you have to lift something, it also prevents injury as far as that is concerned as well. Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. So the first one was to the eating, where we're talking about eat less, and we're talking about eating a good diet. The second one, where we're talking about walk doubly. And the third secret is what do you think it is? It is to laugh. It is. And what is it? The quote actually says to laugh triple, but it is actually a Bible verse that says that a merry heart does good like medicine. And one of my friends who was really suffering from depression, and she was getting counseling, but she was still having a very challenging time and taking meds, having a really challenging time with her depression. And she started working out. I mean, she started like really working out and competing and all that. And she says that it really did help her with managing her depression. And so a merry heart does good like medicine. There are different ways you can get a merry heart. And one of those is through physical activity. And another is to cut off some of the people who might be bringing you down. And another way might be not trying to carry all of your burdens yourself, because we have to learn to take our burdens to the Lord and leave them there. As hard as they might be, sometimes we may go back, but we need to ultimately take those burdens from ourselves and to leave them at the foot of the cross. So, now, there are many things I've learned over these 60 some odd years. And one of those is that the body is constantly under attack from whether it's from your environment, or whether it's from the detergent that you're using, or the dry cleaning materials, or the air that we're breathing, or for the food that we're eating. Is constantly under attack from tiny organisms called pathogens. And these pathogens cause disease. But the great thing about our fearfully and wonderfully made body that God gave us is that the body's defense mechanisms, they produce tailor-made antibodies to fight viruses and fight bacteria, so that the next time that virus or the next time that bacteria shows up, it is ready, because guess what? We have given it what it needs to fight. And what is it that our bodies need to fight? It needs the nutrients that we get and the energy that we get from the foods. So it can't be those standard American diet foods. No, it has to be our fruits and our vegetables. Fruits that are not cooked, fruits that are or not, all the life is not cooked out of them. Vegetables that are not cooked until they're gray. Eating our green vegetables, especially our green leafy vegetables, because our digestive system is going to provide the ammunition that our body needs to fight aging, to fight viruses, to fight bacteria. All of that is very important, and those are the secrets to living well and living a longer life and living a longer able-bodied life. And it was so important. One of the things that I learned while living on three continents and in 8 countries and learning from the masterminds in food as medicine was that we have a decision that we make, and that decision is going to affect whether we will have opportunities or abilities in the future. And there was actually a quote by Aristotle, and the quote that he said, well, I really liked it because it made very good sense. He says, "I count him braver who overcomes his desires than him who conquers his enemies, for the hardest victory is over self." Now, does anybody agree with that? Put a yes in the chat if you think that the hardest victory is over self. So that's one of the things that I learned while I was practicing and immersing myself in food as medicine and stress management and restorative power of nature, is that it is easy to fall back on old habits. It really takes discipline in order to start new habits and to stay consistent with those new habits. And you can do it. Every day, every decision that you make, pray over it, meditate over it, and make decisions with wisdom and discernment. Because I really believe that you can move from your problem to your progress, and that it's definitely possible with plant-based solutions. I am a living witness for that, and I do know this to be true. I'm Penny, also known as Plant-Based Penny, and I help people look, live, and feel well. And I'm here to help you. Oh, and I have a church announcement. I have an announcement that is, I will be keynote speaker at a retreat that will be coming up at the end of September. So make sure that you're following this page on my YouTube or my Facebook or my Instagram pages at Plant-Based Penny Life or Plant-Based Penny. And you can get more information on that. So thank you for joining the War on Wellness. This is your host, Penny McPherson, and I will talk with you later. Thanks. Bye-bye.